Good morning, everybody. It's time for Midweek Motivation Live. This is Patrick Lee, your host, and we will be back right after this. Hey, Happy New Year, everybody. This is Patrick Lee, your host. I hope you're all doing well today. Let me move this back just a little bit. Here we go. Get the camera set up right. And I hope y'all are doing well today. It is the first show of 2023. The first show. Happy New Year to everybody. And the title of the show today is New Year, New You, ? Not likely. And you're like, hey, this is a motivational show. What are you talking about? Everyone is making all of these posts, and it's standard every year, right? It's the New Year's resolution. It's New Year, New Me, New Year, New Me, New Year, New Me, and I want to talk to you about that today. And the question today is going to be, what are you going to do to make that happen? A day does not change your life. Going from December 31st to January 1st, what is the difference in 2023? Is the day changing from one year to the next a big enough motivator for you to change your life? That's what I want to dig into today. People already watching, people tuning in live and around the world, and that's great. I love that. But that's what I want to dig into today. We've got some guests scheduled to be on the show. I have two guests scheduled coming up in the next couple of weeks that we'll be talking to, some different motivational people, business people, authors that are going to be on the show. And today's show, to start out the year, this is the thing that I want to pose to you. A lot of people are saying that, right? New year, new me. Hey, it's a new year. I'm gonna turn a new leaf. I'm going to start a New Year's resolution, and I have given up on New Year's resolutions years ago, and I probably recommend that you do too. I don't give up on goal setting, however, and adapting and changing and taking on new things. We are going to be taking on many new things in 2023, already starting to discuss some of those things with my wife and with the team, things that we are going to be changing, adapting, and improving in our home life, in our relationship at home, and with the kids and the family. Those relationships are going to grow and change. My relationships here with the team as well, and my brokerage, my real estate association, those relationships are changing. I will be inducted onto the board of directors for my local real estate association here in the next 2 weeks, and taking a position there, becoming more active in my real estate association, and have been looking forward to that. We have many challenges ahead of us that I want to dig into and see what we can unpack, and as well as the team. Hello, Marlene. Good morning. It's going to be a great year. Yes, ma'am. It is going to be a great year. I truly believe that. People, I see the viewers. It's funny when I'm watching on StreamYard and it shows you the viewers going up and then they go down. They go up and go down. And someone says, someone tunes in and they go, oh crap, he's talking about goals. Click, and you see them click off. And I'm like, that's hilarious, because those are the kind of people that need to stay and watch the show. Maybe it'll change their life. But if maybe you're that person that says, I've already got everything together, and I don't need midweek motivation with Patrick Lee today. I'm just going to go get to work. Well, good for you. I hope that you truly do. Cody says, set new standards in your life. You'll achieve more goals. Amen, my brother. New standards and new boundaries. Two of the things that we have very few of in our lives. When we have these kind of challenges and opportunities ahead of us, we want to do new things. I think that those two things, increasing your standards and setting new boundaries, are both instrumental tools into helping you achieve the things in life that you want to achieve. Too many of us have lax boundaries. We allow too many people into our life. We allow too many people to speak into our ear. The many gates we have into our personality, into our spirit, into our psyche, and some people call it living rent-free in your head, right? You allow too many people to live rent-free in your head. The most expensive piece of real estate on the world is the space between your two ears. I firmly believe that. But setting new boundaries. In the last year, I set many boundaries. Many of you did as well. We've talked about your top 5, the people that are the closest to you. And I actually was having a great talk with Cody and Gina yesterday evening. And Cody made a comment, good friend, top 5, listener to the show. And he was talking with somebody recently, and he made this comment when talking about top 5. And it's something that had not really struck me before, and I was just blown away. And I told him, I was like, dude, revolutionary thought right there. Your top 5 isn't just your friends and business associates. Your top 5, if you are a person of influence, could be your parent or your child. And that hit me like a ton of bricks, because so many of us, there are many parents that try to be best friends with their child. I don't agree with that. I believe that you should be friendly. You should have a relationship with your children. I don't believe that a parent and child should ever be best friends. I don't think it's healthy. That child needs friends that are closer to their own age. That parent, when you become the best friend of your child, you lose some of your parenting instructional ability. And so that's another rabbit we're not going to talk about. We're just not going to go down that rabbit trail. I would love to, and that's okay. But it does. It changes your relationship with that person, and it changes. But top 5, there may be your child looks up to you as a parent and possibly has 3 or 4 good friends, but their biggest sphere of influence, the people closest to them, hovering around them, many times is the parent. And if you're top 5 and you're in that child's life, don't you think you owe it to that person for you to grow and continue to set the example for your child? And if that child is in your top 5, how much influence are you allowing that child to speak into your life? That's another boundary. Yes, Elva, Mary, boundaries. Good morning. Good to see all of y'all watching. So if you allow that child to be top 5 and that child starts speaking into your life, and they're speaking into your life in the way that a child would speak, does that person really deserve, does your kid deserve to be in your top 5? I don't think so. And it depends. As you get older, you may have a child that's an adult, and that's totally different. And that you have a great relationship, and that child has leadership ability and skills and life experiences, things that are good for you, and that's what you allow, and that's how your relationship works. That's different. But I don't think that top 5 people that are speaking into your life, teaching you how to lead, grow, set goals, boundaries, lifestyle, business decisions, I don't necessarily think that your kid needs to be one of those people, unless, like I said, if they're older and they have enough experience to be that. Now, let's just unpack this for a second. Hey, Deanne, good to see you watching as well. Love you. Happy New Year to all of y'all. Let's unpack that a little bit. You can have top 5. You may have top 5 friends, and that's a little different, but you may have top 5 business mentors. Top 5, and in my personal sphere, my top 5 probably is the combination of your top 5 is just your top 5. Is it a family member? Is it a business friend? Are your mentor your closest friends? Are those your top 5, or are they simply the people that mentor? Are your top 5 all mentors and best friend? Are they top 5? So that's the way it generally is. That's your closest sphere, because you will become like, right, your closest friends, your 5 closest friends. Your bank account will start to reflect theirs, and theirs likewise will start to reflect yours. Do you want your bank account to grow? If your economy has affected you in such a way that your bank account is meager, it's, you're middle class, but all of your friends are broke, are those the 5 people, your top 5, are your top 5 broke friends going to teach you how to improve your life? If you, I challenge that, and I believe that your bank account will shrink to the size of theirs over time. If your bank account is moderate to middle class and you improve your top 5 to the point to where you're hanging out with people that have learned the lessons about money, how the economy works, and how to get ahead in life, and those become your top 5, you start adding those people into your sphere of influence. Do you not think it natural that your bank account will grow as you learn from each other? That your bank account, you will learn the tips and tricks and the business principles, that your bank account will grow more to the level of them, because the people that truly love you and pour into your life are going to pull you along with them. They're not going to push you. If you continue to resist or not respond, you may end up dropping out of their top 5. How's that? So this isn't a top 5-day show, but it is about, are you going to change this year? And if you're going to change in 2023, how are you going to do it? Because I don't believe that just because the year changes from one day to the next, from 2022 to 2023, that anything changed in you unless you make the decision to change. Hey, Pete, good to see you on here as well. And I see people that I pour into, and there are friends that I have and other mentors that pour into me. And you know what? I have mentors in my life that are no longer in my life. I have had people that have become part of my sphere, and I've looked up to them, and they've given me some great advice, and I probably didn't take it to the level that I should have out of fear, uncomfortability. It wasn't going to fit what I felt like my life and my wife would be agreeable with, and I chose not to take action on that, and they have moved on. Hey, that's just confession, right? Those mentors in my life have moved on and probably thought, hey, man, I tried to help this guy, and love him, love Patrick, and but I've got to go on with my sphere. And they work in a sphere above me. I get that. I have other people in my life and friends in my top 5 that are business people that are very strong in the Word and their faith, and people that want to communicate with me, that want to hang out with me, and we can bounce ideas off of each other and concepts off of each other. The Bible says that iron sharpens iron, and I believe that. So I try to hang out with people that can give me advice and pour things into me. I can pour my knowledge into them, and we make each other sharper. And I believe that you need that in your life. And I have let some of those people down. I mean, hey, I can admit it. And there are still many things in life at 59 years of age that they don't terrify me, but they make me sick to my stomach when I think about the ideas. So I'm taking some steps. Those people have just moved on, right? They have moved on and said, hey, Patrick Lee at 59 years old is not at that level yet. And that's great. I'm constantly working on me and trying to help you work on you. I'm not working on you. I'm trying to help you work on you, right? You're the only person that can do that and make those decisions for yourself. But there are also people on the other side of that coin that I have mentored, people that I have helped that have left my life, and they realized that they didn't want to do the things in life that I was helping them with or suggesting they do. and that's okay with me. They have left my life, and I have left some of them as well, because we constantly need. We can still have friends. I'm not telling you leave all your friends, but yes. Deanne says, and you have moved on, which is also not bad. Agreed. Yes. Sometimes that's just life, okay? Nothing in your life is gonna change unless you change. So I'm not challenging you here today to make New Year's resolutions. I'm challenging you to take a look at your life and say, new year, new me, really? Really? What is it gonna take for me to make the change to be the person I want to be? Now, if you look back, and I recommend you do this all the time, every year, you know that on the show, go ahead and look back, take inventory of last year. And I have a list of things that I accomplished this last year, which are in my mind as it was happening this last year. I mean, there's a lot of tragedy in my life. There was a lot of loss in my life. There were a lot of challenges that arose, but there were also some great victories in my life, things that I have achieved. Brian says, you can't leave me. No, we're stuck, brother. You are stuck with me, Brian. That's awesome. Don't leave me. But I've had some great victories in my life. People have left my immediate sphere and moved into other spheres, but they have not left me. And I have not left them. Terry said, don't leave me, bro. I promise I'm changing. You better grow into the man I want you to be, Terry. I love that. I have amazing friends and people that watch the show. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, but these people may have changed their location, but they haven't changed their relationship with me. That is the mark of people that are top 5, that are close, your buddies. So I love that. I absolutely love it. So just because the comments, I love it. I'm going to have to change over to banners or I'm not going to stay on point. This is awesome. Very cool. I'm drinking coffee out of a new cup. My friend Gina got me the monogrammed L for Lee. Drinking coffee out of that new cup today. I love that. Thank you so much, Miss Gina. Good friend. Half caffeine. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Not as much caffeine in my life. This is me naturally, so it's all good. Hey, Saritha, good to see you watching as well. I love it. So, what are we going to do this year? As we've looked back at last year, we've had the challenges, we've had the losses. My wife recently lost her mom, her stepmom, New Year's Day. After a long battle with illness in and out of the hospital, she came into her life at 9 years old. And her birth mom, her natural mom, passed away over 9 years ago, and her stepdad at that time passed away 20 days later from a massive heart attack. And now her dad and stepmom have been her parents now for the last 10 years. I mean, always were since she was 9, but now has been the only living mother she's had in her life. And we love Ellie, and Ellie passed on, went to be with Jesus. And, that's lost. That's how we started the new year. And my mom's in Oregon in a nursing home, 82 years old, and not in great health. I'm fixing to head out there to see her and take care of some more business and have a great visit with my mother. We can never do that too much, right? So I also turned around and made more money last year than I've ever made in my life because I changed some of my top 5. I started getting advice from other people, listening to other people that knew what was going on a little better in the real estate world than I did. And I made some changes, grew the team, grew my business, grew my sphere of influence. And as a product of that, the income comes with it. So do the bills. So do the responsibilities. Yes. Thank you, Gina. Love you. Cody says, I picked it out. I'm like, well, that's awesome. Love it. Oh, you guys are great. I'm not working. I'm working on more caffeine, Deanne says. Pete says, don't leave me, Patrick Lee. That's awesome. You guys better straighten up. That's what I got to say today. You better shape up or ship out. My dad was in the Navy. That's what he used to say all the time. Shape up or ship out. Everything had to be ship shape. I don't know if you guys had parents that ever said that. How's your bedroom look today? Mine looks pretty good. Well, is it ship shape? I don't think this bedroom looks very ship shape. Your life needs to become ship shape. You know what that meant in the Navy? That meant everything was in its place. Everything was neat, clean, organized, and on task. That's ship shape. So that's what we're working on today. Are we going to change or not? Are we committed to growing or not? Or do we want 2023 to come to an end 362 days from now, just like 2022 did? We had a lot of challenges. All of you had challenges in 2022. How did you respond? And what are you going to do this year to do better? Everything in life happens for you, not to you, if you believe that, right? Terry, his ship has a hole in it, but he stuck his finger in it. I love that. That's right. Anything to do to keep the water from coming in. You know why a ship sinks? It doesn't sink because of the water around it. It sinks because of the water that gets in it. That's how ships sink. So be careful with what you let into your ship. It can sink you if you're not paying attention. And a slow leak is that way. The water will come in through the bottom of the decks of your boat, and by the time it's coming up through the floorboards, it's pretty much too late. Too late. So anyway, that's the deal for today, right? That's the deal for today. What are you going to do with your life? What are you going to do with 2023? Are you really going to create a new you? Are you really going to set new goals and new boundaries to grow in life? Are you going to allow the things in your life that happened for you this last year to change you? Are they going to have an effect on you and cause you to grow? And that's what's important. So I want you to ask yourself those questions today as you think about that. We're having a good time on the show, and I love having a good time. But that's the question for you today. What are you going to do this year that's going to grow you? And if you need to increase or improve the quality of your top 5, are you going to grow into the person it takes to enter in someone else above you's top 5? That's something you need to think about as well. If you are in the top 5 of your kids, are you going to become the parent they need to be for you to help them grow? Is your child going to grow because of the influence you have in their life? Are you going to improve yourself to be that person that they need you to be? Because if your goal in life is to be their best friend and stay at their level, you're not going to grow and your kids aren't going to grow either. And if they're in your top 5, that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to eventually reduce to the level of your child. So why don't you better yourself for the sake of your kid? If you run a team, why don't you better yourself for the sake of your team? Because you want to pull them along and help them achieve more. One of my team agents yesterday made a post thanking me for mentoring her. She sold 40-something houses last year. So proud of her, Candace. And she's been a great student. That was my comment on her post. It's like it's easy to teach a good student because they want to learn. We've had our share of ups and downs and challenges in her market, don't get me wrong. And she continues to excel. And she's added more balance to her life, more time with her kids, paid off a lot of debt, gotten some investments, and has maintained her faith and her income, grown that during the course of that. And Marlene, watching the show right now, on the year, on the team, phenomenal. My transaction coordinator had an amazing year, and went full-time in real estate this year and just blew the doors off of her business. I'm so proud of my friends and the people that work with me, people in my relationship sphere. And so and Marlene had incredible tragedies in her life this year as well. So I'm just proud of these people, because they're making the changes in their life to grow themselves, to bounce back, to be resilient, to continue to move forward no matter what happens. Forward momentum continues to happen in their life. Thank you, John. I love you too, brother. That's awesome. Elvis says growth. That word has been popping up lately. That's your word. Good, 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 good. I love that. I love that. Hey, guys, I'm excited for 2023, and I hope that you are too. If there's something in your life, if there's an area in your life that you want to grow in, I'd love to talk to you about that. Shoot me a message. Go to www.patricklee.work and get an appointment in my calendar, man. We've got that going across the bottom of the screen. Go to patricklee.work, get in my calendar, set an appointment, give me a call, shoot me slide into my DMs, and say, hey, man, when do you have time to talk? I've got some things I'd like to bounce off of you. And maybe I have something to say that might help you. Maybe it's just one sentence. Maybe it's just one point that might help you. That just having that conversation with Cody and Gina yesterday, and he made that comment about the parent being in the top 5 for the child. That's revolutionary to me because I hadn't really thought of it that way. You know what I mean? I was like, dang, that's pretty deep. So I love that. Thank you, Cody. We try to do that as well, giving back to the community. That's what we want to do. I mean, we do business here. Doesn't it make sense that we would want to give back? Life is reciprocal. The law of reciprocity is unavoidable. What you put out, you will receive. There's another word for some of you for 2023. You will get back from this year what you put into it. And if you don't change, guaranteed, nothing's going to get better for you. So that's it. That's the challenge for this week. Until next week, this has been Patrick Lee, Midweek Motivation Live, motivating you to success in every area of life. Remember, I have to go back to my banners. This is our motto. Courage begins at the end of your comfort zone. Get out of that comfort zone. Make a new friend. Grow. Find someone to add to your top 5 that makes more money and has more influence than you do. That's my challenge for this week. I'm going to look at doing it. I hope that you do too. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. It's been fun.